Page number 106. This permits him to see the process of disintegration and decay in such depth and intensity that he comes to realize that decay and perishing are universal, evident, no matter where in the world one looks. Among the in this knowledge is said to be equipped with knowledge of decay and dissolution. This is the second step in the developing of knowledge. See, knowledge of decay and dissolution, when sufficiently well developed, keeps rise next to the awareness that all things are to be feared. All phenomenal existence, whether in the sensual realm, in the form realm, or in the formless realm, is seen as inherently fearsome. All spheres of existence are seen as thoroughly fearsome because the decay and solution of all phenomena is perceived in every conscious moment. Love and intense apprehension arises in the mind of one possessing this awareness and becomes established as some genuine fear. This awareness sees nothing but fear, someness, like poison, our daily weapons, our wishes, bandits. Completely feeling the three spheres of phenomenal existence, nothing but fearsomeness. This awareness of the fearsomeness of all phenomenal existence is reckoned as the third step. When awareness of completely fearsome nature of all phenomenal existence has been fully developed, then will arise in its turn awareness that all things are inherently dangerous. To become involved in things is not safe. They are like a forest full of dangers. Bees, and anyone seeking diversion in the forest finds nothing pressing them. This awareness of the danger inherent in our phenomenal existence is the fourth step E. When all things are seen to be in every way full of danger, this gives rise to disenchantment. Things are seen as resembling a burnt out house of which nothing remains but ashes and a skeleton, uttering an active and attractive. This disenchantment with having to be associated with conditioned things is the fifth step in the developing of knowledge. F. When a genuine disenchantment has become established, there arises a desire to become really free from those things. This is quite unlike our ordinary desire for freedom, which lacking the power of concentration or insight to boost it up is not real desire for freedom. The disenchantment arising out of vipassana insight involves the entire mind, and the desire for freedom is as great as the disenchantment. So it's very real and genuine. This desire to escape from the unsatisfactoriness of phenomenal existence is as great as the desire for freedom of a flock struggling to escape from snake's jaws, or the desire for freedom of a deer or bird struggling to break loose from a snare. This real desire to escape from unsatisfactoriness is the sixth step. D. Now, with the full development of the desire to escape, there arises a feeling of an intense struggle to find a way out. An ever-present feeling, that phenomenal existence being as it is, one has to escape from it. Introspecting, one perceives the clinging, one perceives the defilements that are the cause of the mind's bondage. The fetus binding it securely to that condition. Consequently, one seeks for ways of weakening the defilements. Then, seeing the defilements weaken, one sets about destroying them completely. This weakening of the defilements is illustrated by means of a simile. Simile. ไม่ใช่ simile means of a simile. A man goes to his fish trap and pulls out a snake, thinking it to be a fish. When told it's a snake. He doesn't believe it, at least not until he meets a wise benevolent, 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 and sympathetic teacher who guides and instructs him so that he comes to realize that it is in fact a snake. He then becomes afraid and searches about for a means of killing it. He grabs the snake by the neck and, lifting it above his head, swings it in a circle until it is worn out and falls down dead. This similarly illustrates the arising of knowledge that the defilements are the cause of people's bondage through a condition much to be feared and dreaded. If one has no technique for reducing the force of the defilements day by day, eradicating them is bound to be impossible. The power of the defilements far exceeds that of the still meager knowledge to be used in destroying them. Hence, knowledge must be developed and increased, and the suffering produced by the defilements will simultaneously diminish. Always maintaining and developing the knowledge that all things are transient, worthless, and devoid of selfhood, that they are not worth getting or being, serve to cut off the food supply to the defilements, weakening them day by day. It behoves us to build ourselves up, develop, become more skillful and ingenious. By this means, we can conquer defilements, the sight of mountains, small though we may be. Our situation can be compared to that of a small mouse faced with the job of killing several tigers. We have to be really steadfast and always on the lookout for means appropriate to a small mouse. If we get no way, we must use all sorts of devices and techniques to weaken those tigers day by day, rather than trying to kill them outright. This intense search for a way of escape constitutes the seventh step in the knowledge and vision of the progress along the path. H. This weakening of the defilements serves to make us progressively more and more independent of and oblivious to things, So this next step in the developing of right understanding, which results in imperturbability with respect to all things, consists in seeing all phenomena as empty, as devoid of essence, as devoid of status such as animal or person, devoid of substance or real permanence, devoid of worth because they are thoroughly unsatisfactory, and devoid of all attraction because they are thoroughly disenchanting. Ultimately, the mind becomes independent of and unperturbed by anything in any realm of existence. Things formerly likable, desirable, and infatuating come to be seen as lumps of rock and earth. Two has been explained by means of a simile. Similarly, a man who has always loved a certain woman may one day experience a change of heart and stop loving her. For instance, he will stop loving his wife if she is unfaithful. Once divorced, however, he is free to go ahead and do as he pleases. His mind can be unperturbed, and at this level of knowledge, conditions, his hitherto delightful, each in its own way, are recognized as devoid of substance, so that one can be independent of them and unperturbed by them in all circumstances, just like a man who becomes independent on divorcing his wife. This indifference to all phenomena is the eighth step. Later, the mind thus independent of and unmoved by all phenomena existence is ready to perfect the part and know the Four Noble Truths. At this stage, one is all set to overcome the defilements, to break the fetters binding one to the world, and become an Aryan of one degree or another. This is the ninth step in the process of knowledge and vision of the progress along the path. When this stepwise developing of knowledge, from knowledge of arising and passing away up to the state of readiness to perceive the full noble truths, has been carried through to completion. One is said to have achieved the fourth step in Vipassana or seek purification, the pure and perfect knowledge it yields is an instrument that reveals to the meditator part by which he has come, and can lead on to the perfect intuitive insight that will destroy the defilements. The perfect intuitive insight or purity of knowledge and vision. The seventh purification is the insight that arises out of the perfected part. This is the goal, the further Vipassana practice. This insight that arises out of the perfected part is the fifth and final stage in Vipassana, in between the state of readiness to perceive the noble truths, and this perfect intuitive insight comes qualifying knowledge, which marks the point of transition from the ordinary defined individual to the Aryan. But this qualified in knowledge lies only an instant. This is the culmination of the progressive perfection of knowledge, and is still at the level of good karma, still in the sensual realm. To sum up, then, Vipassana has as its foundation morality and concentration. What do we examine? The answer is, we examine all things, or to use other terms, the world of phenomenal existence, or conditioned things, or the fine aggregates. Since all phenomenal existence consists of nothing apart from the fine aggregates, what do we aim at seeing as a result of this scrutiny? We aim at seeing the tensions, the unsatisfactoriness, the non-selfhood inherent in all things in the world. We observe them arising, persisting, and ceasing until we come to perceive them as absolutely fearsome and disenchanting. Disenchanting, and realize that nothing is worth getting or being. Until page number 111. Triple one. Have a good night. Have a good night. Bye bye.